I built a giant tree in survival Minecraft, and I'd like to do this word by word subtitles. Hehe. Up to this point, this has been a technical Minecraft channel, but today I bring you something different. And basically this is about the biggest thing I ever built in Minecraft. Ever. You see, on our server we have been working on villages, depending on the region, and building some kingdoms. In particular, I have been working on the Kingdom of Erytheus. This is the one that has architecture similar to those of the elves. What big structure I can build that has to do with the elves? And the answer of course was the Tree of Life. And today I want to show you this video. Well no, I was actually thinking on a very different video. But it didn't work out, so I decided to show you this. Anyway, one day I want to show you this, because something that takes so many work, well, you have to show it off. Well, we have built some villages on this region. As you see in this image, I have drawn a schematic about the thing I'm going to build. Because when building something that big, you have to plan it out a bit, and I decided upon the following. The place I chose where to build this is approximately the height of 74, and at the time, the height build limit was 254. So I had 190 blocks to work with. So here you can see the trunk of the tree. Up here you can see the 5 different designs I had for the tree. But finally I decided to do this one. A tall tree trunk and a tree roof that simulates those of the jungle trees, including the hanging vines. The tree top is actually about 300 blocks wide, the trunk is about 90 blocks, and the totality of the tree is 180 blocks. So yeah, definitely the biggest structure I ever built. This will require a big quantity of materials. The design of the tree contains various types of blocks, but 2 types of materials in particular were going to take the majority of the quantity: spruce logs and spruce leaves. So the final quantity of wood I required was 26 double chests full of them. Doing some math, this is equivalent to 89,800 spruce logs. And the quantity of leaves was even bigger. 46 double chests full of leaves, which is equivalent to 158,900 leaf blocks. This was required to build the treetop, including some vines that go around the branches and the trunk, and only a few more details more. At the time I started this project, I didn't even realize how much time this was going to take. But at the end it was approximately 6 months of work. This means 180 days approximately, and considering I work about an hour daily, yeah, this project was about 180 hours. And of course this including the gathering of materials. So now let's go and take a tour, and I show you the final result. We can start walking and getting near the tree trunk. You'll see a lot of shadows, but on the treetop I left some holes in order for sunlight to get in. My intention with the vines wasn't that they reached the floor, but eventually they did, and I should have researched this better. But whatever. As we come nearer to the base of the tree, you'll see all these roots of the tree going around, including these ones that serve as bridges, and they pass over the river that goes down there. And you'll see there's even a lot of vegetation here in the base. You can see the roots going all over, and the base of the tree requires a big area. Right now we're at the height of 83, almost 10 blocks over the base at the ground, and you were going to see up there, the first branches start appearing at the height of around 200. Let's go up there. We can continue over here, and these are the white branches. You'll see as long as we get further away from the trunk, the branches get thinner and thinner. We even have these giant vines over here, which I built with these leaf blocks. And they spread all over all branches. These big ones that go from one branch to another, serving as bridges. And we can use them to get from one branch to another. We just go down here and we can use them, walking through. Just be careful of falling. There's a long way down there. If we go to the extreme of the branches, we finally start to see all these leaves. Since we are here high up, there has been a lot of snow. And you see here, this is the edge of the treetop. And here there are some entrances, so we can access the branches. Since this is a big structure, I have a problem. Here near the tree trunk, since these are solid blocks, because of the darkness, a lot of mobs spawning here. I decided to brighten up the area using these mushrooms, built with these mushroom heads and end rods. They are all spread over in the central part. There are 3 levels in the branches. Right now we're on the basic level, around the height of 200. Another 30 blocks up there is the second level of branches. And another 15 blocks over there is the third level. And the final smaller branches and the treetop. So we still have 50 blocks from where we are standing right now over to the treetop. We could fly over, but there are so many vines here that we can just climb up there. Over here we're almost there, right now 248 blocks. And in case you're wondering where there are so many mushrooms out here, we will see that later. So let's get the final blocks. Now here we are at the top. This is a lot of distance out there, and we can actually not see the borders of the tree from here. Let's fly a bit. And the treetop looks like this. You can see here the river biome, where there is no snow. Now let's get again under the treetop. You're going to see that at the end of thick branches, we're going to find this. This is an illumination block. And at the entrance you're going to see moss carpets and some lichens. At that time, this is a way I found how to avoid mob spawning inside. As long as I remember, the number of entrances in this tree is about 50 or 52, something like that. So let's get in and know the inside of a tree. So we start to get in and start to see a lot of vegetation. A lot of roots, lilacs, warp trees, and a lot of life here. This is an entire new biome. I use a lot of the things of the nether. Some mushrooms, the same fungus used outside, and many of these warp trees. So let's continue ascending and see the entire biome. The inside of the tree is probably where I spent a lot of time working on the details. So here there are a lot of flowers, and yeah, the bees are working pollinizing and filling their hives with honey. To fill this tree with nests, I probably use about 3 shulkers full of them, or at least as long as I can remember. And yeah, we're going to start finding some small ponds. Down there we're going to see seagrass, coral fans, and yeah, you can see tropical fish. Please remember to name tag them so they don't despawn when you get away. The bottom of the ponds is illuminated by the sea pickles. Every tree here has some shroomlight, and to illuminate underground, as well as outside, you're going to see these mushrooms here, with their mushroom heads and the end rods. On the contrary, this will be a very dark place and spawn a lot of hostile mobs. We also included chorus plants. If you are observing enough, you're going to see here some things you are not able to do in Minecraft anymore, because of mechanic change. One is about the drip leaf. When the tree was built, we could place this drip leaf on any block, as you see here. Because some changes recently, now this drip leaf can only be placed on dirt blocks and alike. You can see these were placed on netherrack, and I don't want to remove them because this is something unique to this tree. We cannot do anymore. Also over this chorus flower, we place some wooden buttons. Before, the chorus flower worked as blocks where mobs could spawn if it was dark enough. But that is no longer in the game, and you could actually not place buttons anymore. So this tree has two characteristics that are not possible anymore in the game. As we continue to descend, you're going to see that the spaces here are becoming bigger and bigger. I very much like the particle effects over here, and what has happened is that we place some flowering blossoms, especially on the crimson trees. It took some work because we have to search first for the lush caves and get them one by one. Occasionally you're going to find cows that think they're monkeys. And also getting mushrooms for this tree was an arduous work, getting them here and breeding them. Now let's continue descending. Ponds, cows, trees, flowers, fish, bees, and of course big mushrooms all over. Right now we're at height 91, and as you see there, that is the base of the tree. And this is the part that feels very alive because it has a lot of colors. So the illusion I wanted to project here was about a twilight forest, which is very appropriate for elves. And yeah, it looks quite magical. Some of the ponds are very small. For example, this one here only contains 4 fish. And if we go to extremes, just where you find no grass anymore, these are the roots of the tree. Another pond. You're going to see a lot of the mushrooms gather over here sometimes, and sometimes they get trapped on water. Even if we go to extremes, you're going to see this entire route is a pond. The fish are over there. You may have noticed that the mushrooms are more abundant here on the base of the tree. Maybe you thought I was too lazy to get them on the top of the tree, but no. Actually, with time these mobs made some jumps and they died by fall damage. Like really, just look that empty look on their eyes. The fungus is smarter than the cow. And you can see these 4 rays all over the center of the trunk. Yeah, down there 4 beacons will give us all the powers. There still remains one thing I have not showed you, and what is underground this entire forest. So let's find one of these trees and slow off so no mob follows us. And yes, the entire underground of the forest is mycelium. This is a small universe and community, the mycelium network. The mycelium is one of the main parts of the fungus. Maybe on the top you only see the mushrooms. On the entire underground of the tree, from the base of the tree all over for the trunk, and including some of the biggest branches, this is it. So remember that these mycelium communities is the closest thing we have to neural networks on the fungus world. So in real life, all these fungus communicate within them, they give off signals, and they even allow for plants, trees to communicate between them. So on the occasions when you see all those forests that extend over kilometers and kilometers, yeah, they're a network, there is a community, and they communicate between each other, using the mycelium networks. Where there is danger, where there are fires, where there is water or not, where there are nutrients or not, where to grow, where not, where there are droughts. And these forests inside the tree, it is not the exception. And yeah, all over this underground world, we can go all over the tree, find the base of the tree, all over for the trunk, and even into the branches. These red roots are from the plants that are over our head, and they touch here the ground and the mycelium ground, communicating with the fungus community. Here are a lot of types of fungus: the red mushrooms, the brown mushrooms, the warp fungus, and the crimson fungus. Including this big fungus, 1 block wide even, these will be very big mushrooms in real life. So well, this has been a very different video to what I am used to uploading. But this is a project that is very dear to me and took a lot of effort and time. So if you got to this part of the video, write Ellyarium on the comments below, because that is the name of the tree. This is like a deity to the elves and helps them to communicate with nature and maintain a connection with it. This has been BigBrother161, and see you next time.